Hello everyone, my name is Esther Matu and today we are in mtkenyahub. Today we have a plant-based training that will be going on for the whole day. We have invited all, it's exclusively for girls only, it's not for gents. So the program of today will start at 9 a.m. where all the guests who qualified for the training will be attending. So there will be registration that is from 9. From that will take around 30 minutes. So 9 to 9:30 there will be a word of prayer.
Almighty Father, we come unto you this morning. I want to take this opportunity, Father, to thank you, Lord, Father, for the gift of life and also for the gift of this day, Father. Thank you also for making this day, Father, for us to see it and also to be a success, Lord, Father. We planned it and now, Lord, Father, you have helped us, Lord, Father, to reach it in good health and also to be it a success, Father. We dedicate this day, Lord God, into your able hands. Everything that we do, Lord, Father, let it be guided by you. Let all the things that we do, we say, Lord, Father, let it be what you want us, Lord, Father, to say. Thank you also for the journey mercies that you have granted to each and every person who has reached here. We don't take it for granted, Father. Mighty King of all, anything else, Lord Father, that we may need, Lord Father, may you provide it unto us. For what we have prayed for and whatever we haven't prayed for, may the Holy Spirit intercede for us. Amen.
To start off with introductions, na tutaanza na our director, Mr. Wambugu.
So maybe a few housekeeping. So make sure you put your phone as vibration mode so that when the training starts, there are minimal interruptions. So for me, it's just welcome here at mtkenyahub. This is a innovation hub. We support startups, people like you who want to start companies, even at an idea stage, or people who have already started companies at a growth stage. And we provide us a few amenities to make sure that you succeed, and also a few programs to make sure that you get started. I'm proud to say that we're supporting this program by Elizabeth on plant-based dairy, meat, eggs, and all that, because we think that's an interesting area, but we think in the future will be very, very important. And why we provide the best space for this program is we think through this training, some of you may be inspired to start projects that may turn to companies, and we as mtkenyahub have a chance to invest or to recommend investment. So I hope that when you go through this training, make sure you pay attention, make sure you see details. Here we believe that that's the future. We think the consumption of dairy will increase, but we are subdividing land. Production of animal milk will be very, very expensive. So we think that's why we are supporting this project here at mtkenyahub. We are more of very looking at interesting ideas of the future. This is one of them. And I hope when you go through this training, you will get out of here with an idea that you may work. If you are at school, you can do it as a project. Because I believe in college, you know, project, you are wasting time. You are wasting time. You should be working on projects as a side of your academics. So yeah. So make sure if you apply in a really main business, make sure you pay attention. For tomorrow, we are also hosting a competition here, and I hope that the people who will come here, I think we organize with Peter so that we make sure you have the right time slots. Overall is to say welcome, and I hope this is not the last time for you to come here. And we welcome everybody as long as you have a good idea, an idea that can turn up into a company. So thank you so much, and make yourself comfortable. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce myself. I am Elizabeth, the project manager, and I want to welcome you once more to our plant-based dairy, egg, oil, and baking culinary training. And this is a culinary training program for ladies only. As you can see, there are no men around, isn't it? The training will focus on plant-based dairy, egg, oil, and baking, and you will learn innovative and sustainable culinary practices focused on plant-based dairy and baking. So This program is facilitated by women funders in animal rights and Lush Handmade Cosmetics. So I'd like to hand over to our trainers to introduce themselves. Karibuni, trainers.
Morning once again. So my name is Esther Matu. I'll be your trainer today. I'll be teaching you on how to make plant-based dairy. That will be making plant-based milk from peanuts, and also making yogurt from the milk, butter, cheese, and also mayonnaise, for those people who know what mayonnaise is. So I hope all of you will enjoy yourselves, and I hope you get the chance to learn, to take notes. And also for those who take competition, for a competition tomorrow, make sure you pay attention so that you'll be able to, it can help you for you to have ideas on what to do tomorrow. Thank you.
Everyone, hope you are good. My name is Peter. I'm not a lady, I'm a man, but I'm specialist in training this plant-based culinary, so feel welcomed. I will be showing how to bake. We'll be making a cake, plant-based cake, cupcakes. We will be providing forum of any question we will be asking, so pay attention. For those who are competing, make sure, as we said, be innovative enough, get knowledge, and we meet in competition, right? So feel welcomed. Welcome.
As I said earlier, my name is Esther Matu, and I'll be training you on how to make dairy products which are plant-based. That is, we'll be making from dairy things like the milk, the yogurt, the cheese, the butter, and mayonnaise, which they're used to bake, to cook in different things, and also yogurt to drink. I'll be teaching you how to make it from I'll be teaching you how to make from peanuts and also soybeans, because plant-based will deal only with things that are plant-based and not animal-based. So we decided to make plant-based, as the director said, and also the manager of the program said, that the plant-based, in near future to come, people will shift from animal-based to plant-based due to increased cases of allergies in the hospitals for people who are consuming animal-based. For example, I'm a nurse by profession. We study with Liz. So we know how it is. Like people, like you find young children who are below 5 years, at this time, the increased cases of children developing, allergies to eggs and also animal milk. So like you find a lot of children are not consuming animal-based milk and also eggs because they're allergic to it due to increased use of antibiotics, which when we consume it leads us to have antibiotic resistance into our body, and someone start developing, that is, you start developing allergies, or you get allergic to those because you have consumed a lot of it. So that's the reason we are campaigning on using plant-based, because it is pure. It doesn't have any added chemicals to it, because it's grown in the shambas or in your gardens that you grow the peanuts and also the soybeans. You harvest them because you haven't added anything, even the fertilizers or anything that is needed, just the normal manure. Then you consume it as it is, because I won't be using any chemical products to make my things. And that's the reason we are campaigning on people shifting from animal-based to plant-based. So I hope you will take this as a chance for you to also learn, and also make it like a habit for you to try to shift from animal-based and also plant-based, because also we are trying to fight for the rights of animal. As you can see, like the companies that are funding, as we have the women funders in animal rights. So we are trying to also reduce the cases of killing animals. Okay? So I hope all of you will enjoy. As I said earlier, I'm going to teach you on how to make plant-based milk from peanuts. So we are going to do the peanuts today. The last time, for people who have been attending our previous program, have been making from soybeans, but today I won't be making soybeans. So today I'll be using peanuts, a different variety of plant-based. So plant-based milk can be made from, we have peanuts, we have soy, we have oats, we have almond. All these seeds that you soak them, you blend them, and also you squeeze, you sieve, and then you get your plant-based milk. And it's very expensive. For those who have ever tried to purchase plant-based milk, or yogurt, even if you check it out there in the supermarkets, it's very expensive compared to the animal yogurt. So if you pass through the supermarket and it's not readily available, so for those maybe who would like to consume for it, it's nice like you know how to make it so that you can be able to make it at your own time and also at your own place, because it's very expensive and it's very rare to find it out there. So we are going to start I'll teach you how to make milk. We go to the yogurt, and then you have to taste the yogurt that I made yesterday, because it has to stay overnight for it to ferment, because we can't stay here overnight for you to taste. So I made it yesterday night so that you guys can taste it today. So, and also I'll be teaching you on how to make butter. There is already butter that I made also yesterday, because it has to stay at the freezer overnight. So I also show you how it is. Then we are going to make the cheese and also the mayonnaise. For those people who know what mayonnaise is, I'll teach you on what it is and where you can use it as you cook. So let's start. So as I said, we are going to use the peanut. These are the dry peanuts that you find in the market. I think a kg is just around 250, but you don't need a kg, because you only need for this the soaked. I soaked them yesterday, so you soak them for an overnight. You can decide to wash them, you can decide to peel them, because my hands are clean, I had already washed them. So you can decide to peel them before you blend. As you can see, it can peel, but it doesn't have any difference, that much difference to it, so you can just blend it as it is. So we are going to, so after you soak them, this is how it looks like. I hope all you can see. This is the soaked peanut that I soaked yesterday. So this is how it is. I have washed it and rinsed it until I felt like it's clean for me to use it. So this is the soy, but I haven't soaked it. This is the soybeans that we use to make the famous soy milk or soy yogurt. After soaking it, it becomes large inside. Just the same case as the peanuts, it also becomes the same. So for me, I use my weigh machine. This is what I use, because you have to be accurate with your measurement. I have a measuring jar that kindly put assist me with measuring jar, which we will use to measure our water. So what you do to come up with the milk, you measure your peanut, your soaked peanuts. You should have your measuring jar, the weighing machine, for you to know like the exact measurement that you will need for the peanut. So I'll turn it off. For the way I use for my recipe, I use 300 grams of soaked peanut. For those who are writing, if I'm too fast, you can tell me for me to slow down, so that you can take notes or you can write. So as I said, we are going to use 300 grams of peanut, soaked peanut. So let me measure.
So already my hands are clean, so mind. So how many grams are we measuring? Good.
So as he measures the 300 grams, we have a lot of benefits for the peanut. Who can tell me one benefit of peanuts, consuming peanuts? Yes. Yeah, very high in protein, and also that the safe protein. You know, we prefer using peanuts because they have high protein, and also soy the same. It has high protein. So for those people who like protein, you can consume that, and also it has other health benefits. It aids in your hair growth, it helps your face to glow, and also your skin. So it has a lot of health benefits for you to consume, so you can consume it. Yeah, it's very nutritious. So as I said, we are going to use 300 grams. These are 300 grams of peanuts, soaked peanuts. You put it in your blender. Then for my water, I use 600 milliliters of water. Are we together? We use 600 milliliters of water. So we are going to measure the 600. We don't have a direct source of water, so we have our
jerry can on the other side where we are measuring our water. So make sure you use your clean water. Yeah. So this is 600 grams of water that you're going to use. You add it here. You don't have to add anything else here. You just blend it as it is. You just have to blend it. So Peter is going to help me blend, and then we are going to squeeze it for us to have the milk. Okay? It has a lot of noise because of the blender, so you can proceed to blend, and then as we wait for it to finish.
Also, you, like for those who will be using the soybeans, you have to add glucose for the purpose of taste, right? For peanut, you don't have to roast the taste because we always roast our peanuts and we eat them, right? But for soybeans, you have to add 5 grams of glucose, so that you cannot feel the soy taste, right? So this is our first blender. This is what we use for blending our ingredients. So we will use our blender. So make sure it is powered. Then you just blend as from raw speed. Make sure the speed is raw. Then you start it from a raw speed. Mine is not powered as well. Let me power it kindly. So that is the process. So as you blend, keep adding the speed so that they can be blended well, right? So you keep adding the speed. As well, you can feel the speed. Keep adding the speed, then adjust. So if your blender is a fast blender, you have to blend for at least 1 to 2 minutes and you will be good. So here is the blended milk.
So this is what you get after you blend. As it's clear glass, so you can see. So you have the milk and also the residues. We have our filtering bags. These are the bags that are used to filter water. They're used to filter water. There's some countries that they don't have clean water. So this is what they use to filter their water so that it can be clean. But for us, this is what we use for us to, because it's like it allows 0.0 something grains of the molecules of maybe the residues. Just allows like any solid material, it allows 0.0 something for it to pass through here. So it's very efficient. If you can be able to access it, it's actually the best. But if you don't have these, you can use there's something we call cheesecloth. It's bought in the supermarket. You can feel it's just a cloth like this carrier bag, but it's not carrier bag. Then you can use a big sieve, which you will add them together and then you sieve if you can't access this. But this is what we use here because it's very efficient. So he's going to blend, to squeeze it to separate the residues and the milk. Then I can show you the milk. For those people who want to taste, you can boil it for them to taste, and then I'll show you how to make yogurt from it and also butter. Okay?
So this is the process. Just put them in our squeezing bag. As well, you can see it has started releasing the milk only, right? So it is just this simple. So you have to be energetic as you squeeze, right? So make sure you're energetic as well. So you can see it's milk. So this is the process. As well, make sure you are clean in your hands. So you just squeeze it. Just because for the purpose of those who will be taking for tasting, we can just add another one, maybe, but it is enough for now.
So this is the milk. You have to know the product. You have to know the exact milk that you'll produce from what you have made. So make sure you use the same measuring jar to measure your milk. For me, I have a 600 ml of milk, the exact water that I added to the peanut, that's the same product that I have. So these are the 600 ml of milk that I'll be using
to make other things. So these are the residues that you get after making it. So these residues are the ones that are used to make plant-based eggs. Are we together? These residues are the ones that are used to make plant-based eggs. So for those who want to compete tomorrow on plant-based eggs, they already know this. So this is what you use as the ingredients of making plant-based eggs. The same procedure for the soybeans. If you're soaked, you blend them. As he said, you add the glucose. The glucose is a bicarbonate, so it allows to produce the beany taste and also the acidity, to reduce the acidity of the beans. So if you consume the milk, you won't bloat, and also it won't have that beany taste because it's beans. So you know how the beans taste. So the milk, after you add glucose, it won't have the beany taste, and also it won't make your stomach to bloat. But make sure if you make soy milk, you have to boil it for 15 minutes because these are raw beans, and if you consume raw beans, it can have some bad side effects on your body. So you can have bloating, stomachache, and all those. So make sure you boil it for 15 minutes. For the peanut milk, you don't even have to boil. There's some people who consume the peanut as they are when they are raw. So it's okay. If you don't feel like boiling, you can consume it as it is. You can boil it if you feel like you want to boil it, but it has the best taste because the peanut taste, it's not foreign to us because we already consume the peanut. That's the reason why we decided to go with peanut milk. So we are going to boil it just the way it is. We are going just to boil it, and maybe we can make some more milk. Or anyone who wants to taste the milk before boiling it? Anyone? You want to taste it? Okay. So you can boil it for them, and then we can make more milk for... Yes. No. It doesn't interfere with the taste. Okay. We'll make more. Make sure you stir. As you boil, you have to stir for it doesn't stick on the sufuria at the bottom. So ensure when you're making any plant-based milk, when making yogurt, anything you are heating, as long as it's plant-based, make sure you stir it. As you boil it, make sure you stir because it starts to stick at the sufuria on the bottom. So make sure it doesn't stick. So you just, as it boils or as you heat, you ensure that you stir. You can use the whisk, you can use the muiko, the wooden spatulas. You can use them to stir as you boil. Yes? No, it can't, because when you cook tea, you consume it as it is. You know, we have added water, as you have seen. So if you add water, you add more water, it will be like you're drinking water. So if you add water, it will be like diluting the milk. So this is the tea. So what you just do, you add your sugar, and also you add your maybe tea leaves. You add your any flavor you wish to use. Yes. Yeah. It thickens. As you boil, it thickens. As you add heat, it thickens. Yeah. Except for soy milk.
Yeah. Very good for porridge.
You can add. There's some people who actually grind the peanut. You dry them and then you grind them and then you add them to the powder. How do you call it? The porridge powder or the porridge flour. Yeah. Then you add your peanuts. Yeah. It's actually made. It's good for porridge, especially for children. Any other question? Any other question?
So, in addition to that, the consistency in this milk is what makes it not to cook tea, right? As well, we know when we cook tea, we just put our ingredients and we leave it, right? But as well, as you can see, it is boiling and we are stirring it. So will you keep turning the tea like you are just throwing the tea, no? Yeah, that's the reason. So any other question? Maybe one can ask a question as we wait to taste our milk.
Any question?
So also you keep, when boiling this milk, you keep the flame at medium, right? You don't keep it raw, you don't keep it at high, so you keep it at raw. Then as it boils, you keep sieving. There are those bubbles that come, so you keep sieving it, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. The peanut nutrient for breastfeeding mothers, they are actually encouraged not to take any additional things, especially the groundnuts, because this is the reason why they are not encouraged. The nutrients will go to the child, yes, but the baby will have the problem with the digestion, because the digestive system of the baby has not yet fully developed. So the child will not be sleeping at night because the baby will be having a hard time to digest this high protein. It's not because it has any side effects to the baby, it's only that the body of the baby, it's still young and it's not fully developed, so like the baby will have a hard time digesting the proteins. But it doesn't have any side effects. The mother can consume, but the baby will have a very hard time digesting the high proteins. So that's the reason it's discouraged. But it's okay if after 6 months the mother can consume and the baby, she's still breastfeeding, so the baby can still consume, but because at that age the baby is grown. Yes. Yeah. Yes. No. No, it's actually the best. You know, this is fast protein. It's not like the animal protein, because it has some added chemicals to aid because of the things that the cows or the goats consumes. So for the proteins in the peanuts, it's actually healthy. I have never had anyone complaining about, have never had any side effects of consuming every day, because for us who we do on this project, we actually consume these yogurts like on daily basis. So, and we don't have any side effects. So I don't think it can affect you.
Okay, now here is our milk. As well, one of you asked whether it will thicken, right? So as well, you can see already our milk is thick. So maybe we can have just simple. So to our passenger.
When you sieve, I don't think it will pass through the sieve because it's too thick. So just put it as it is.
Yeah. So I want you to see something here. Sir, we are sieving it, right? For those who asked whether you can use it for making tea, there is nothing that is passing.
And if it's passing, it's just a little. So a lot of things, they're just remaining on the sieve, the high proteins. So the good way is just to consume it as it is without sieving. Okay? So you just pour it. If you feel like the taste is not good for you, or you need, there's those people who consume high, it's okay, it's enough. There's those people who consume high, high sugars.
Sugar, yeah.
So you can add any additional. I want her to taste because she was the one who was curious about it. But be careful, it's hot. But it pours very fast.
Okay. Yes, you can go with it, but you will do this. You as you test.
I think you can test it here and then give the feedback.
Give the feedback.
Then you can carry it over there for your friends to taste it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just have a pinch of it.
Nanimoto.
It is smooth, texture, and so sweet.
Wow.
Do you need to add any sugar or flavors?
Any sweetener?
Okay. Anyone else who would like to taste? I'm going to cut it.
So you can use this spoon. Okay, help me. I will ask a manager to just take and help you. So, for instance, this milk, for those guys who don't like taking milk, you can use this milk, you can store it and sieve it and keep the remaining residues for oil. Okay? You can try making this one to be the plant-based peanut, that butter. You can try it. Also, you can help us to know what else can we use with these residues.
Yes.
Since you are innovators, you can help us know this. How can we use these ones, right? Yes.
What about the fat?
The
That usually found in the
peanuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very high.
it has a very high fat.
Are they
Go-
silent there for the recipe? Somebody
Kwa maziwa. I think that's the reason why it thickens when you heat. That's the reason why it becomes thick, because of the high quantity of oil. Actually, you can even extract. We make even peanut butter. Okay, if you roast the peanuts, actually you don't need even oil for it to be roasted. So it has a lot of, what do you call it, oil, so that when you make peanut butter, the oil remains in the peanut. That's the reason why it has that smooth consistency and also the flat taste. Okay? So, any question?
Any feedback? Feedbacks also. So as well, most of you have tasted our milk. I know we always have different tastes, so I know that.
And also, not everyone likes plant-based.
Yeah.
Not everyone who likes plant-based.
So the true feedback that you have. So how is the taste? Maybe we can get two or three to know how is the taste. But I'm proud that one is taking it from the Tambra, so
Yeah.
I understand it's wine. So any feedback? Yes, country?
I feel like what have been
Ah, okay, wow.
Okay,
Yes,
if you need
Sister Beth?
sweetener, it's here. As I said earlier, I said if you need any sweetener like the sugar or any other flavors, I do have them. So it's each and every one person choice to do as they wish. Okay, so if you wish, like you want to add more sugar or any sweetener, we have like the maple syrup, we have the rose syrup, we have the sugar, we have the brown sugar, we have all these for you. You can choose whichever you like, any flavor you want to add to it. But anyone?
Yes, Christabel, you had something?
Because of the peanut taste.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Esther Matu and I'll be doing a voiceover over a video, the training video, because there was some inconveniences with our sound. So I'm very sorry for all the inconveniences, because we won't be able to cover all the information that we had during the training, like the questions asked by our audience. We won't be able to get them. So I'll be doing a voiceover over what I was teaching. That is, and if what I was teaching during the dairy and also during the baking time. So I won't be able to cover the questions that audiences were asking, but if there is any that I'll be able to remember, I'll do it for you. So the video I'll continue where the video has lost its sound, that is during making our yogurt. So we'll be making our peanut yogurt, that is from peanuts. We have a lot of plant-based yogurt that you can make. We have soy yogurt, we have peanut yogurt, we have almond, and we have other plant-based yogurt that you can make. But today we'll be majoring on peanut yogurt, because that's what we found to be efficient depending on the availability of peanuts in our market, because others we couldn't be able to access them. We also have soy. Last time we made of soy, and because of taste it's too foreign, because the beanie taste, it's too foreign to many people, so we decided to shift to peanut because everyone do consume peanut, and it's not a foreign taste for everyone. So when we make our yogurt, there are 3 ingredients that we use there, as I'll be showing on the video. We have the starch, that is the starch in we'll be using the starch. We also have sugar, and also we have our culture, which, so for the starch, it used to thicken the yogurt. For the sugar, it's a sweetener, so you can decide to not use sugar. You can use any other additives like the maple syrup or any other sweetener you have in your home, or anything else that you prefer to use as a sweetener. And also we have our culture. So for the culture, it used to ferment the yogurt for it to be thick, for it to be fermented milk. So we start off by making our so for the other, you can for the starch, it can be not really available for you, so we have other things that you can substitute for. We have like corn flour, or the cornstarch that is made from maize. We have tapioca flour that is made from cassava, arrowroot. We have cassava starch that is made, the flour that is made from cassava. You can use it as your starch. So if you use any, and then you have the starch that is used to make yogurt. For mine, I got it from Thika, from a certain company where they purchase it, that is the King's Dairy. So that's where I bought mine. So if you can't access the starch, you can buy the corn flour, you can buy the tapioca flour, and you can buy the cassava flour, or you can make it yourself, just drying it, and then you take it to your posho mill, and then you get your flour. You can use that. But if you use something that's different from the starch that is used to make yogurt in various companies, you have to add 2 more grams to it. For the sugar, I said like you can use any other additives that you feel like it's comfortable for you. For the starch, for the culture, I have a specific culture that I also got from this, that is used to in bigger companies to make yogurt. But you can use probiotic tablets or the sachets that they have the powder. It still works the same, because the culture, it's a bacteria that is used to ferment our yogurt. So we start by making our milk. So as we had explained earlier, we make our milk by just soaking the peanut overnight, or any other plant-based seeds that we prefer to use. You prefer to use. You soak it overnight, and then in the morning you wash it, or any time that you feel like you want to make your yogurt, you wash them until you feel they are clean. You don't have to remove the outer cover. You can blend as it is, because you filter it. So after that, you'll use the filter bag I explained earlier to filter. You get your milk. You don't boil the milk. You don't boil the milk when you're making yogurt. You use it direct as you make it, because when you boil it, there's some things that are inside the yogurt that they'll be killed, and your yogurt would come together. So that is out of experience, what I have tried before. When you boil your milk before making yogurt, there's some things that your yogurt won't come together. It will be like watery. The water and the milk, it's like a curd milk. It will separate. There will be water, and also there will be curds in the milk when you try to make your yogurt when you boil it. So what you do, you have to put your ingredients together. Like when you make the milk, you put it the way it is. After that, you have to add your sugar and also the starch together, and then now you put it on the heat. You stir until it's at around 90 degrees. Yeah, it's 90 degrees. So what you do, you can add your sugar before you make your yogurt, or you can add the sugar after you make your yogurt. So the main important thing here is the starch, or the corn flour, or the tapioca starch that you decide to use. So that is the one that is very important in this. So you have to start with for my recipe, I used 1 liter of
milk, I use 15 grams of starch and 60 grams of sugar. Earlier I used to use 70 grams of sugar, but it was too sugary for me, so I decided to lower it to 60. That's why I felt like it has a little sugar in it that is everyone can be able like to, for those people who don't like a lot of sugar. So it was like everyone can consume it at 60. So yeah, so as I said, we have 1 liter of our milk, our plant-based milk. You use 15 grams of starch and 60 grams of sugar. You put them together, then you put them on your heat. You can use a medium or high heat as you wish. You need also to have your thermometer so that you can be able to measure the temperature, because it has to reach to 90 degrees. At that 90 degrees, if you don't have a thermometer, because not everybody can be able to access the thermometer at their homes, so what you do, you check at your sufuria or the heating pad that you're using. At the corner, around the corners, it starts to form those little bubbles. That's when you know that it's around 90 degrees, because when it starts boiling, it's around 100. So you have to check if it starts forming those small bubbles around the corners. That's when you know that it's around 80. So you let it heat for like some few minutes or for 1 minute, then you can switch it off. So when it boils, when it's cooking, you have to keep on stirring, because of the plant-based milk, you have to stir it because it starts to stick at the bottom of the sufuria every time. So you have to keep stirring it. You stir until it has, you stop when it has, you switch off your heat. So when you switch off your heat, we haven't added our culture because it's bacteria. So after you switch off your heat, you have to allow it to cool to 40 to 45 degrees, because you might not be there to check until it's 45. So ensure your mixture cools to 40 to 45 degrees so that you can add your culture. So we add our culture at 40 to 45 degrees, because that is an environment that is safe for our bacteria that is inside the culture, or the probiotics. I said you can substitute your culture with a probiotic that is readily available in the chemist. You can purchase it. It can come as a tablet or like a capsule or a sachet. Yeah, so we use it at 40 to 45 degrees, because when the bacteria is exposed to a lot of heat, it can die. It actually dies and your yogurt won't ferment. If it's exposed to heat below 40 degrees, it will be denatured, it won't work, so also your yogurt won't ferment. For the starch, you have to add the exact amount as I instructed, because if you add extra, your yogurt will be too thick, will be very, very thick, and it won't be able suitable for it. Won't have the texture of yogurt. You have the taste and everything, but it will be very thick. You can't drink it, you have to eat. So if you add less, it will be watery, it won't be like yogurt, it will be like drinking water or drinking milk. Yeah, it will have the texture of milk, or the soft. It will be very soft. It will have the thickness of the yogurt. So when you add your culture, you have to, when it goes to 45 degrees, when you add your culture, and you just add a pinch, because if you add a lot of culture in it, it will over ferment. If you add less, it will also not ferment. So what we do, you add just a pinch in it, and then you stir, and then you add it to you transfer it to your storage, maybe a tin, a bottle, or a cup, whichever you wish, or a mason jar. So after you store it there, you have to keep it into that temperature. You have to maintain it into 40 to 45 degrees temperature. After making it, you have to maintain it to 40 to 45 degrees. After adding your culture, you have to maintain it to 40 to 45 degrees. The reason being, because it will
the bacteria, if you overheat it, it will die. If you don't, if it's below the normal temperature that it thrives, it will be denatured and it won't work. So what we do is you store it. So for I have a tea urn, that's what we call it, it's a tea urn that we use it to incubate our yogurt. So you connect it to the electricity, and it has a specific degrees that you said. It has a degree where you said you can go up to 110 degrees and below as 10 degrees. So I set mine at around 45 degrees, and then I put my yogurt over there, so it will maintain the temperature the whole time that I want my yogurt to ferment. It will maintain the temperature up to at around 45 degrees Celsius. So your yogurt, if you don't have the tea urn or somewhere a place where you can regulate the temperature, you can just overheat your oven at around 45 degrees, and then you leave it on for 6 hours. So your yogurt has to go to 6 hours and above. So for mine, I always do it in the evening and stays in the oven overnight. Yeah, so as long as it stays in the incubation for 6 hours, it will be okay. It will have fermented, it will have your taste, and also the texture that you like. After that, you will have to add your flavors, the flavors you wish. If you didn't add sugar, that's the time you add your sugar or your syrup. If you wish not to use the normal sugar, you can use the brown sugar, you can use the maple syrup. Those are the things, like the additives that I know, the sugar that you can supplement your sugar with. So that is the things that I know. But for me, I prefer to use just normal sugar and to add it before time. So after that, you have to just you can consume it as it is without your flavors. You can add your flavors. If you wish to consume it very cold, you just put it in your you can refrigerate it for just 30 minutes, and then you drink it cold. You can store it in your fridge for future consumption, because if you can't make just 1 cup of yogurt, if you try to make it, you'll make more. So you can keep it you can put it in your fridge. You can share it with your friends, you can share it with your other people, and also your relatives, any other person that you wish to share with. So I hope you will try it out, you enjoy everything, and I'm very sorry for the inconveniences and everything that you couldn't hear the question or the explanation that I was doing at that time. But basically that's what I was just explaining to everyone. So you let it cool, and then later. So I allowed my audience, as you can see there in the video, we have samples that I had already made the day before. So I asked my audience to taste the yogurt, to give us their feedback on it and everything. So for the feedback that we got, many people liked the yogurt. It was very sweet and very tasty. But there's those people who are still saying like they're not familiar with the taste. So plant-based is basically, it's a new thing that not everyone that will love it. But for those who, like me, who is used to it, it's my favorite thing. I don't think I can go back to animal-based yogurt when I know how to make my own plant-based yogurt. So I hope you try it out, and everyone will enjoy it. And I hope you share it with your friends and your families, so that you all can be able to taste and enjoy the beauty of our nature. So thank you very much.
So hi, so next I'm going to teach you on how to make our plant-based butter. So our plant-based butter, it's pure plant-based, no animal-based, not animal-based. So this butter, it can be used in various ways. For example, it can be used to cook if you don't have enough cooking oil at your home. It can be used to bake cakes, cookies, or any other thing that it requires butter for it to be baked. It can be also used as a spread in the morning for your bread if you don't have the blue band or any other thing that you can use to spread in your bread. So the butter that you're going to make, it has a few ingredients. So we have plant-based milk. So, and today, because we're majoring on peanut milk, we're going to use our peanut milk, but you can use any other plant-based milk. We have soy milk, we have almond milk, or any other plant-based milk that you have around you or that can be easily accessible for you or ready available for you. We're going to use our canola oil, for it has a lot of health beneficiaries. It has a lot of health benefits for those people who consume canola oil. Very good for your joints. So we also have our vegetable oil, which you can substitute it with any other oil. So today we are going to use our vegetable oil because which was readily available. Previously we have been using coconut oil because it's actually the best for making plant-based butter because it has it's very dense. You can use extra virgin olive oil, you can use extra virgin avocado oil, you can use coconut oil, you can use vegetable oil, any seed oil, even sunflower oil. So any oil that you have or the one you prefer, you can use it for it to be, because basically butter, it's oil. So that's why we use a lot of oil in it. So we have canola, and also we have any vegetable oil or any oil you prefer to use, but canola oil, it has to be there. So we also have our yeast, which aid in raising. It will help our butter to raise. And also we have our salt, because I prefer salted butter rather than unsalted butter. Yeah, we have also, it's all that. We have yeast, we have a salt, we have our canola oil, we have our milk, we have our vinegar, all those ingredients. So from here I'm going to tell you each ingredient, how which quantity you need to use. So starting off with our buttermilk, we have to use 80 ml of our plant-based milk, where we add we add 2 teaspoons of vinegar or lime juice. For the vinegar, you can use even lemon juice or the lime juice, or where you squeeze the lemon directly, and then you add your 2 teaspoons of vinegar or lemon juice in it for it to be buttermilk, because it will aid in curding the milk. For our canola oil, we're going to add 2 tablespoons. For our vegetable oil or any other oil that you wish to substitute your vegetable oil with, we are going to use 240 ml of oil. For our yeast, you're going to use 1 tablespoon. And also for our salt, a pinch to taste for the salt. Or you can also decide to omit it. It's not like it's not a must for you to add salt. You can decide also to make unsalted butter. So we have other sweeteners. So you can decide to use banana, you can decide to use vanilla, you can decide to use any other taste that you wish your butter to taste. You can add any other flavor, which is optional. For me, I prefer making it without any sweetener, because it's actually sweet the way it is, just natural without any additives. So you can use it the way it is. So basically, making butter is not hard. What you just do is put your 80 ml of milk in a cup or in a measuring jar. Then you add your vinegar in it. You measure your 240 ml of coconut oil or any other vegetable oil you're going to use. You put it in your blender. You also add I forgot. Also, you can add any food color you wish. For me, I use turmeric because I like the yellow color in butter, because for the butter that we commonly know, they use
most of the time they are yellow in color, so we will use turmeric. You can set it to make it pink, you can set to make any color you wish to use. So for the turmeric, it also has other health benefits, and also apart from giving the color, it also has other health benefits in it. So you add that in it. You can add turmeric, you add your salt, you add your yeast, each and every one of them, each ingredient you add it in there. Also for the buttermilk, you also pour it there. You blend it for some time, like let's say just give it 1 minute for the ingredients to mix well and also to blend into each other. After blending it, that's when you put it in a tin where you want it to be stored. You let it cool, and then you can put it in your freezer or in a fridge for some time. So if you put it in your fridge, it will take some time for it to be hard. So what you prefer is put it in a deep freezer. For me, I put it in a deep freezer, and after a few hours it will be fine. So for what I've been showing here, it is a sample of what we had made last night, the day before yesterday, and it stayed there overnight, the whole night, for it to be a whole batter. So yeah, then that's the whole result. So as I said, I prefer using coconut. Yeah, for this, like for example, this is the butter that we made the previous day, and you can see it's very hard, very beautiful, and very, very nice and very tasty for you to use. So this one is for the butter that we made yesterday. It's what we are going to use when you go to our plant-based baking, where we are going to use it to bake our cake, our cookies, and also any other thing that we require butter to bake. So that's what we're going to use. Yeah, so basically that's all we had. Any question that was asked there, we answered everything. And if there is any concern, any one of you, or if you would like to if you have any other question that you wish to ask, you can ask it in the comment section, and we'll be able to answer you. Yeah, sorry again for the inconveniences and for any other thing that you might have missed out. But basically, to make your butter, that's all you need, and you don't need any other things in it. So yeast, you can use homemade yeast. You can use the one that is already available in the market. Yeah, for oil, I've already explained. For the milk, I've already said. For the vinegar, I already said you can use lime juice. So basically, that's just what you do. You put your ingredients together in your blender, and you blend it until they are a whole mixture. The question that I remember that we were asked there was a question that was asking for the storage of the butter. So the moment you put it in a deep freezer and it becomes a hard material, because our butter is very hard. When you put it in your freezer and it becomes hard, for your storage you just have to put it in your fridge in normal temperature. In the fridge, you don't have to put it in the freezer anymore. You can keep it in a fridge and it won't melt. Even if you put it in your room temperature, it won't melt, it just remains the same. Yeah, that's an experiment we have done, and this is our last recipe that we have come up with, and it doesn't melt even when you leave it in your normal temperature. For putting it inside, even in the fridge, when you put it inside the fridge, it will still be okay. We don't add, this is what I was looking for. We don't add any preservatives in our products. We haven't yet started putting preservatives in our product. You just have to refrigerate them. That's what we do as a way of keeping things safe for us. We put it inside our fridge, and it works perfectly. So we don't have any preservatives in our product. So yeah, that's all. I think that's all. Yeah, that's all that she needed to hear, the question from the lady. So the other question was what you have to make for your butter to be like like the margarine, the blueband, like the something, because she said she has a concern. She doesn't want it to be that too hard for her. So I said you just have to
use the fridge. Instead of using the deep freezer, you use the fridge to put you put the butter in your fridge instead of a freezer, and you don't have to refrigerate it for long. That gives it a soft mixture, because when you put it inside a deep freezer, it will go into freeze, so it will be hard rock, like very hard. So if you don't want it to be hard, you put it inside your freezer for some time. You can keep checking on it so that until you feel the consistency, it's what you want. The texture, it's light, very smooth and very soft. That's what you want. Yeah, it's all you have to, it's you playing around with the things you have for you to get what you want. Yeah, thank you very much. That's all for today, and we are very sorry also for the inconveniences. I keep saying this because there were a lot of things that were said, but we couldn't cover them, all of them here. That's why we are very sorry for that. But for now, yeah, that's all. And the main point at home, and you got everything that you needed. So thank you very much, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.
Good afternoon. So in our second session, we are going to be trained in plant-based baking. If you have any question, feel free to ask the trainers.
Energetic enough to listen to me and pay attention to what we'll do, right? So this is our second last session. We are doing bakery. We will bake pizza, cookies, cupcakes.
All are okay. So for the questions part, because we don't have enough time, we have limited time, I would like to request you all to have your questions later after we finish making the cake, the pizza, the cookies, and also the cupcakes. Kindly allow, that's the time we'll give you time to have questions, because right now the concentration span, it's somehow not that high. So I know like most of you will get tired very, very fast, and also feeling sleepy due your stomachs are full. You have heavy jackets on, 2 t-shirts. So I know like you will be You will start sleeping now. So kindly, I'm requesting you to have your questions. If you see you have a question, write it somewhere, and then after we finish making all the things, then you can kindly give us your question, and then we'll answer them later. Is that okay? And we kindly request, if possible, if you can, and I know all of you can, you're still young and you're learned people. When we ask questions, kindly let us use English, because the supporters of the program somehow they can't hear Kiswahili or the Kikuyu, so kindly try to use English. Thank you.
Thank you. So, again, I'm Peter. I will take you through the pastry. And here are my ingredients, right? I have my EXE, self-raising. This is meant for cake, okay? I prefer using EXE, all-purpose. This is for making the dough of cupcakes, cookies, right? So, I have a quantity of them, but I won't use one. So this is the one I used for practice. I won't use it. It's on training, right? So we will start by making we will start with the process of making pizza. The process of making pizza, we will use water, warm water, actually lukewarm water, okay? So we will start with pizza. So we are listing our ingredients, lukewarm water. I request my colleague to help me in making it lukewarm. We will use our EXE, all-purpose flour. We will use our yeast, okay? Aging people, sorry. Capsicum. For me, I've been using the red, yellow, but for today we use the green ones, right? Then the what? Good. I love that. So, we will do this. When I will be making the toppings of the pizza, my colleague will be making the dough, okay? So we will just explain, then she will make the dough. There is no process in making the dough, right? She will be making the dough of cookies and also the dough of pizza. So what matters is the process of going there through the dough, right? So you just take your lukewarm water.
Yeah, it's coming. Just a minute. We need an electrical kettle for it to be quick, to save on time. So it's on its way.
Okay, we can continue then with cookies, okay? Just let us keep that pending, okay? We continue with cookies. In cookies, we will, I won't use this flour. I will use my tomato flour. Sorry, let me not think about tomatoes again. I love them. Potatoes, okay? Potato flour, sorry, and rice flour. Okay? In making cookies. Yes. This is rice flour. Okay? And what is this? So I will be using them. Also I'll be using my brown sugar. And also I have my electric hand mixer. I have we already have our buttermilk, right? We will use our milk. Sorry. We will use our milk. So this is the process. We continue with the dry ingredients, then to the wet ingredients, then we mix them together. Okay? Let's start with dry ingredients. This is our flour. We don't want to make a lot of cookies, so we'll just measure little. So give me just a pan there. Or a sufuria to make.
A pan or a sufuria to make what?
Maybe you can mix this. So we will measure 15 grams each. Potato flour and the rice flour, right? But it is not limited, like you can use any flour according to the number of cookies you want, right? This is potato flour. I know most of you have never seen this. So
So the potato flour, it's actually made from. Can you allow me to switch it off first? I explain it. So the potato flour, it's made from just the normal potato you harvest from the shamba or your garden, and then you dry them. After drying them, you take them to your posho mill anywhere that they can grind, so that it can bring the flour. This flour cannot make cake because it has a lot of starch in it. So like when you mix it, you know the cookies, they has that crunchy taste that when you chew it, it's like breadcrumbs on it. So this is the perfect for making the cookies because it's hard. It has a lot of starch. So coming together, it cannot come together like the way cake comes together as a one piece. So for this one, it cannot make cake unless you add the starch that we were talking about or the corn flour for it to make cake. So this is perfect for making cookies, and actually it doesn't have that potato taste. And if you feel the potato taste, it's actually it's far, like it cannot like disturb you that much. This is baking, and you know baking is sugary and very sweet, so everything is sweet. It's something we have tried, so we had 2 bags of this. We have already used up 1. They're very sweet. You will taste them and you will feel the same how it is. This is the rice flour. It's for mixing with the potato flour because we don't want to use all-purpose flour. We want to try. As I said, this is an innovation hub. You want to try new things, okay? So this rice flour, it's a rice, the common known rice that you use to cook rice or pilau or whichever food you make with rice. It's the same, the rice, then the grains are grinded and then it gives out rice flour. It's commonly found in the supermarket. You can buy it in the supermarket because we also bought it in the supermarket. But for the potato flour, you have to make it yourself. So this we made it ourselves, and then this is the product we have, okay? So this is our handmade product.
So up to that point, I guess there is no any question. You said the question we'll do them after finishing with our dough, right? So this is the dry ingredient. We have mixed the two. And we have added the baking soda, 1 tablespoon, okay? So you mix them and keep them aside. That is dry ingredients, right? Let's go to wet ingredients. As well, I told you we will be using our butter. This is our butter. Measure 150 grams for it, okay? So we will be measuring 150 grams butter.
This one, you'll use this bowl.
Measure 150 grams. So as well you can see it is soft, right? Because we have kept it at room temperature. We will measure 150 grams. So there we go. This is our butter. So as well, as we are doing we have to mash it until soft so that we can mix with other ingredients, right? So you have to press them till they are soft. As well, it is not hard at the moment because we have kept it at room temperature.
I need 100.
So after doing this, we will add sugar. I like using brown sugar, okay? I don't like using the white sugar, so we will use our brown sugar. Also, this is our brown sugar, so we can use this one.
Oh, we prefer this because it has a smaller particles compared to this. So for those who has ever used this, they know like it has very, very large particles, but these they have refined it to smaller. At least it's smaller particles. It has small particles compared to these, but they're also the same. So this brown sugar, who knows what it's made from? Yeah, it's molasses. Okay. How do we call it in Kenya? Skari. This is the commonly known as that. So this is just the brown sugar. It's actually very sticky. For those people who have diabetes, this is the encouraged. They're really encouraged to use this sugar because it doesn't have high quantity of sugar. Any one of you can taste it, can taste and feel. Doesn't have like that sugary taste, that high sugary taste. It's just very fine. I know, like for those who have ever eaten that Sukari Guru, they know how it tastes. It's very hard to get it out of the bag. So
it is called, it is not processed sugar, right? It is like the banana sugar, right? That's why we like it, because everyone can use it. So I don't like sugary things as well. As my colleague said, we don't do sugary things. So we will just use 115 grams, okay, of brown sugar, 115 grams. So that is it. Mix it with the butter that we made, that is plant-based butter as well. So for me, up to this point, I like using my electric mixer. But the moment it will disturb. Okay, let me use this one kindly. I think we are good. We have better extensions here that we can mix well. So I like starting it from here because our wet ingredients will be well mixed, so that we can add our dry ingredients and do them now.
When you are making your baking, when you're baking your ingredients, when you're making anything to bake, the butter has to be more like it's the key ingredient in your baking. Whether making cake, whether making cupcakes, anything you're making, make sure the butter is higher. Yeah. Okay, even if like the procedure you're using, it says like use 150 gram, you can even put it 160. Okay, because butter is the key in baking. Without butter, or if you make your butter a little less, you will see disaster when it comes to oven. Okay, so make sure like your butter is high. He can use the hand mix as we wait for the electrical mixture to be fixed. Yeah, as we continue, he will keep explaining.
So this is what we are doing actually. The reason behind why we want to use the electrical mixer, it is because our butter was not well defrosted, right? So it has like some small cubes. So that's why we want to smash them with what? So as we wait for electrical, our mixer to be fixed. Who has a question?
So we are going to continue. We are going to add the flour in the mixture. And then we continue to whisk.
Yeah. Then we continue whisking together. Okay, it is not a must that you use this one, okay? It is not a must. As well, I'm energetic enough. So since it has become hard, this is what we need for it to be hard as well. For cookies, you have to make a strong dough, right? It is not like the soft dough that we make for cake, right? So from here we'll be using our hands, right? So up to that point, we will add our milk. Okay, in baking, I don't advise when making a plant-based, you are baking anything plant-based, just have enough milk, okay? I don't advise to have the actual measurement of milk. Just have enough milk, because you may experience that your dough needs to be softened, You see? So exceed in your measurements, like in terms of milk. So up to this point, I will use my hands now and add my milk, okay? Good.
Has a concern? I can hear mamas. Yes, who has any question? For those who are murmuring behind there. Nakwambia wache kuwhisper juu hata microphone inakuwa kuchukua bado. Sasa basi acha kuwhisper, just say it. We don't have a rolling table, but we have a rolling pin. So we are going to use the bottom of the tray to roll it. And actually the pizza dough, you make it as thin as possible. The shape doesn't matter, okay? When you're making the pizza dough, when you're rolling it, the shape doesn't matter, but what matters is the thinness of when you roll it. So make it as thin as possible, okay? It will raise because it has a lot of yeast in it, okay?
So this is our dough. We are going to make it as thin as possible, okay? I'm so confident that the shape doesn't.
Take care of the table.
Take the baking paper and press it.
Kindly, is there a problem? Why, who has a concern or a question? Anyone who has a question? So we are going to prepare our baking paper. In any baking, this is very important. If you don't have the baking paper, you can use the corn flour. How do you call it? The maize flour for making ugali. If you don't have this paper, you just pour the ugali flour, the maize flour, on the bottom of the tray before you put your dough. The same case we are doing this. For example, if we didn't have this, we could have just poured the maize flour on the bottom of the tray because it prevents the dough from sticking onto the pan. So that is another hack if you don't have this. So you can just use your maize flour, you pour it on the bottom of the tray, then you put your dough, okay? So because we have it, we are going to use it. So if your dough is, this has a weird shape. If your dough is this thick at the edges, make sure you use your hands to straighten it and also to make it somehow thin, because so we are going to, let's trim it for it to fit into the tray. We say the sufuria in the oven tray, okay? So we are just going to have this. So now we are just going to pick it and also put it on the tray on the other side as I prepare the baking paper. So for you can use even a sufuria at home to make a pizza, okay? You just have to make sure you regulate your heat accordingly. And we said we make sure we trim the edges. Stop. Don't be like me, who is cutting excess paper.
For easy trimming of your baking paper, just put it on the bottom, then press your baking pan, then cut it around. Okay? That is the easiest way.
Yeah. Then you add your oil also. It has also assist in not the dough won't stick onto the paper. When you remove it here, it just comes out, and it will be very fine and very okay. Okay. Okay, continue.
So we press our dough and we shape it, extend it so that it can be thin enough. Okay?
So the key point, it's just the thinness of the dough, okay?
Yeah.
Make sure it's very thin at all corners. We don't have anywhere that is very thick. Yeah, it's okay. So after this, you add your toppings right now. So we are going to start with our paste, the paste that we made. We are going to remove the basil leaves. Oh, the bay leaves, sorry. So we are going to remove the bay leaves because they already gave us the flavor. Then you pour your paste onto your pizza. So you make sure like even if it goes into the pizza, there is no big deal because you will just remove it when the pizza is ready. You spread your paste the way you just spread the other paste on the top of your pizza. This is your homemade paste, so I know it's going to be sweet because you chose the ingredients, so the taste is what you want. Okay. Yeah, so you spread it evenly around the whole area. Continue.
We'll continue spreading it well.
So I forgot something before. I'm so sorry. Before that, before you put the paste, you're supposed to make some holes into your pizza using a fork, okay? And it doesn't have to be evenly. So I'm so sorry about that. So make sure before you spread your paste, you have to make the small holes, okay?
Using your fork, right?
Because it allows the, how do you call it, the taste. You see the paste and also the spices, the everything, they can so that they can diffuse inside the pizza. So when you eat, even at the bottom, you'll be feeling the same taste, the one that is on top. Okay? So just make sure you put, don't forget like me, okay?
Yes, you have to make it because as well we put our yeast, right? The same thing we will do when we put it, when we will start baking it, the yeast will be heated, so it will start rising, okay? So because we made our holes, then the paste will penetrate inside. So all our pizza will have the flavor, the taste of the paste we made, right? Yeah.
So after that, you put your onions. Sorry about that mistake. So these are your onions, okay? You see they are brown in color. And then they smell very nice. So you just spread them over the tray, okay? Everywhere. So, and then another thing, we make our cheese. For a plant-based cheese, we don't use, like, we are on a plant-based program, okay? So I was to make the cheese previously, but we saw like you guys are tired and you needed a break, so I didn't make the cheese. I was supposed to make it on the first session. So what we are going to do, we will use the cheese paste. So I'm just going to make it right now. The paste, before you take it, you can use the paste and also you can use the frozen cheese, okay, the one that you grate on top of the pizza. But we're not going to do that. We're going to use the paste because we had not already made, okay? Or we can skip the cheese, okay? Is it okay? Because it's already like the time is moving,
yeah.
but I can tell you how to make the paste, okay? What to make the cheese? We make our own plant-based cheese by using vegan milk. We use the milk. You put your, for example, okay, it's difficult to make a plant-based cheese to be like the mozzarella cheese that you buy in the supermarket or the other cheeses that you buy, because for example, for the peanut milk cheese, it has a lot of, it's high quantity of the protein and fat. It doesn't curdle. So when you put vinegar or lime juice into it, it doesn't curdle. And you know, like the cheese is the curds. When the milk curdles, the curds are the cheese. So this milk doesn't curdle. So what we do, we make our cheese paste and then we use it as it is, as a paste, or we refrigerate it. We put it in a container that can give it a certain, we have maybe like, you know, the ice cubes tray. So maybe we put it in such kind of a plastic ice cube tray, and then it gives it its own shape, and then we remove it, then that time we can grate it. But we haven't made that, so we are going to make we won't make the cheese paste, so I'll teach you how to make the paste. So we use the milk. We have the milk. This is the plant-based milk. You can use all the spices, just the way we made, like the spices we used. You can use the garlic powder, you can use the cumin, and all the other ingredients that we used. So I need to confirm on something, because I made a little mistake. I need to confirm on something. So yes, we are going to use milk, 180 ml or 3/4 cups of milk. 180 ml or 3/4 cup of milk. We use 20 grams of nutritional yeast. The yeast, we use 20 grams of yeast. We're going to use the corn flour, 2 tablespoons of corn flour or tapioca flour or the starch, whichever it is that you have. We're going to use salt, a half teaspoon of salt, and half teaspoon of onion and garlic powder, and also a smoked paprika. Those others are optional, so you can use onion powder, garlic powder, and also paprika. They are optional, so you can use them or you can omit them, so it's all on you. So we're going to make our pizza without the cheese, but it will also be very good. Okay, it's okay. Or we make the paste, because the paste is just a few minutes and then we just pour it on top. We make the paste. Okay, no problem. I can do that for you, guys.
She's doing it as she makes the paste, the cheese. We will just paste it on the top of our toppings, okay? Then we bake our pizza, right? But for those guys who want to buy them, they do buy the cheese from the market. They just grate it, okay? For us, it's just we didn't make it yesterday. We could have grated it. You just grate it before the toppings and after the toppings, okay? When you are graping for them, so you grape them before the toppings and after the toppings, okay? So let us make the paste, then we bake, okay? So up to that point, we may ask some questions because it's only paste. So this is our pizza, okay? This will be our pizza. So you can take photos if you wish. Then we bake it.
We're going to use the pan as it is. We don't have a source of heat here. Water to wash it with, but they're all the same. So you put your milk on the pan, okay? We said how many? 20 grams of yeast. Okay, very fast. I want us to go very fast because the time it's not on our side. Kindly put for me 20 grams of yeast. Yes, measure for me 15 grams of cornstarch or the normal, the starch. You can use the corn flour or the starch. So measure 15 grams. A pinch of salt, a salt to taste. So you add as much as you want to feel the way you want it to taste. So it's up to you. Then, okay, we have the starch. Then we are going to add the paprika only. We are not going to add maybe the garlic, but the onion powder, no. So we are going just to add the garlic powder and the paprika, just a pinch too. Then we add the starch. So the starch, it will make it thick, so for it to be a paste. And then after putting it on the deep freezer, or where you're going to freeze it, it's actually, then it comes out as a thick paste, okay? So kindly assist me with a whisk. I need a whisk. Yes. Bring it. So let me rinse it.
Just use a spoon.
Or I can use the spoon. I think I can use the spoon.
Just use your spoon.
The spoon, yeah. Assist me with the serviette. A serviette. So we are going to turn off the heat. Can you hold it for me? The heat. So you mix your ingredients. So I prefer using a whisk. Candy, could you get it for me? A whisk. A whisk. Because a whisk is easy to mix these ingredients compared to using a spoon. It actually mixes the ingredients better. So I prefer using a whisk. As we wait, we are going to stir it with a spoon. Make sure all the ingredients that we have agreed on, they mix completely for it to be a one paste, okay? Yeah. Or you can use even a spatula, the wooden spatula, okay? So let's use this. So we heat because the starch, for the starch to thicken your mixture, even the yogurt, as you saw when making the yogurt, you have to heat it. So the starch, it functions well when it's exposed to heat. So if you don't heat your mixture, the starch or the corn flour or any starch you use, or the corn flour or the tapioca flour, it won't function unless you expose it to heat. So you keep mixing as you add heat. Make sure you don't stop stirring. You continue stirring until you see the mixture is thickening. Even after it thickens, you don't stop to stir. So keep stirring and mixing, because it easily sticks on the pan, at the bottom of the pan. So make sure you continue stirring. So as you can see, like, our paste is already coming together. As you can see, this is our cheese paste. So this paste, like, even when you melt the cheese, it's actually like this, for those who has ever used cheese. So this is our cheese paste. So you see, so we use it as it is. No, I'll show it to you kindly. It's only that I can't remove it from the source of heat. I'll come at that side and I'll show it to you. So this, it's ready already. Okay. So, just few minutes and you have your cheese. So this is our peanut cheese paste. So this is what we are going to use on as our cheese, because we don't have the grated, the one that you grate. So we are going to just spread it on top of the pizza, because we didn't put it at the bottom. So the smell, can you smell it, or it's just me? Oh, you can't smell the smell of the, you can't? Oh, so it's because of the ingredients that we have added, the spices, the garlic, all other. Kindly assist me with the spoon. The spoon that is on the measuring jar.
Okay.
So, if your whisk cannot help you, so use your spoon.
So for those guys who want it to be hard, you can, after it cools, you can refrigerate it. Okay, then it will be hard. You can put it in your dish, in the shape you want, then you can refrigerate it. Then it will you can grape it. Okay, that is the process. But for us, we will use it that way. So we want to preheat our oven. Okay, after preheating it, we bake, then we prepare the dough for cake, okay, and cupcakes. Oven.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
So for us, we have been using it at 150 degrees Celsius, okay? 150. We see it. So in baking, the less heat we use, the good outcome we, okay? The more heat we get. So that is the secret in oven, okay? Use the true heat, then bake it for long, okay? Then you will get the best results, right? But if you put a lot of heat, then you will bake for more time, a short time, sorry. Then you will get a poor results, right? Okay, let's preheat it for about 2 minutes or 3. Then we bake our pizza and cookies, okay? So up to that point, I think we are good. As we wait our oven to preheat, let us be preparing our ingredients of cake, right? Yes. Up to that point, you can ask any question concerning the pizza and cookies. Any question, we are ready to answer. Or any comment, if well understood, you can say I'm good. Yes, any comment from that point? Yes? It's okay, continue.
Cheese.
The cheese. You see the cheese that we have, the sauce that we have put it. We said we do it from the bottom and the top, right? So that is what makes it to be like, it is so spreading. You want to eat it so spreading, okay? Yes.
But I hope you remember in the beginning, I said it's very hard to get the exact cheese that you get from the cow milk compared to the plant-based milk, because the plant-based milk has high quantity of protein and also fats. So when you add the vinegar and also the lime juice, it does not curd as expected to be. So the cheese, the plant-based cheese, it's not that sticky like the one, I know the one that you mean. Yeah? The stretchiness, it's not the same. Okay, so don't expect to see the big stretchy thing. No. Okay, but it's still the same. Any question?
Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay, for these ones, we always marinate these ones, and you can use it for like a kachumbari. Okay, you can marinate them well and you eat it. It's very sweet. Okay. Any question? Yes.
Seems that you get
For us, we can make it 50%, but for you, we will just give us a. Or you ask about quotation.
in a way, but
Okay, for us, we have not done any quotation to everything that we have done today. In terms of butter, in terms of pizza, nothing we have done for its variation and quotation, okay? But in terms of percentage, you guys, you can award us, right? After testing, okay? Yes. So let's wait, then we bake. So as we continue, right? We said as we continue, we clean our. Good. So we want to do cake now. I think cake and cupcakes is our final thing. Okay, that is what we will do as final. So that we will bake it, then we go and take our lunch. Then we'll be back and taste and the last session. Okay. Okay. Any question? Any comments? You can ask. You have a question? Okay. Yes, you can use it. Yes, you can use it. For the dough not to stick in the pan, right? You understand? Yes. Any other question? We said we will be expecting question after lesson, right? I'm expecting a lot of questions, but I understand you're good, right? Anyone has a question? Cameraman? Oh, so I thought he's asking. Any comment up to that point? Yes? I think we are good. So actually, if I can ask a question, what do you expect from our cakes? Okay, wow. What else? What? Yes? Test, okay. Okay. Who else? Or in our cupcakes, what do you expect from them? Sorry? Good. So in everything you do in plant-based, don't expect it to rise as much as you think, right? It is not like the same we do in using animal products. Okay? So in our cake, don't expect it to rise like the one of the animal-based, right? Don't expect it to that point, okay? So Up to that point, I think our oven is ready. So we will just do the thing. So up to that point, let us concentrate now on making our dough for cake and cupcakes, okay? I'll be using my self-rising flour, okay? I will be using, let me start, okay. The dough is the same. So my brown sugar, okay? I'll be using my plant-based butter, okay? I'll be using my vanilla essence, okay? Or any flavor you wish. You guys, today we will make what you wish, okay? But I think we don't have to decide about taste. I have my bananas here, okay? So the cake will be banana cake. If I have to add flavor, I will add banana flavor, okay? But we can try even adding other flavors if we feel it. But it is good to do with one. The reason behind why I never like, I always, okay. We can decide to do the dough separately, okay? For just understanding of some things. I like using, we can decide to use the white sugar as well, rather than using the brown sugar. The brown sugar I'm using it with to the bananas because it's not what? Yes, it is not what processed sugar, okay? Also the banana taste, it is the salt in the sugar in the banana are not processed. So everyone will be comfortable in taking the cake, okay? It will not consist of sugar, okay? But we can decide to make the dough for cupcakes on a separate way, then do the dough. But I think the process is the same. Let us do it all the same, okay? So for our cupcakes, these are called, who knows about things? Sprinkles, okay? We will be sprinkling on our cupcakes, okay? Cupcakes, papers, okay? So from there, we have for decoration of our cake, we have this one. And also we'll be using them for baking, okay? You can use them, but you can use, I like them when they are for decoration, okay? But it is not a must, okay? So strawberries and grapes, right? I know some of you are just asking ourselves when we reach at testing point, okay? We are about that point, so we'll be a little bit of a baking powder, but it's optional, okay? As much as you are using your self-rising, it is what? It is optional. Also, to finalize, I said we should have our milk in full, okay? We have our plant-based milk, okay? And I think up to that point, we are good to go. Also, we have our baking. You bake according to your shape. I said I like circle things, okay? I like this. Also, we have our cupcakes tray. Here they are. Okay? So you are good to go up to that point. Right? Any question? Any clarification? So we continue, right? Okay. Let's start now.
He's washing his hands, so I can see most of you wondering whether he's not washing his hands. We are washing it down here because we don't have a direct source of water, like a tap. So yeah, we are using just innovating, okay? So don't worry, we are clean, okay?
You should be creative enough. Okay? So up to this point, I want to
come at this side.
Okay. Put our milk on this. I want to use this sufuria as a pan of mixing our our dough, okay? Because it is big enough, it will give us the enough dough we want, okay? So we will start as well. I always like doing with wet ingredients and dry ingredients, then we mix them. So that if you forget to put something on wet, you can add. If you forget to put something in dry ingredients, then you can add, okay?
Yeah.
So that is the simplest way you can do it to avoid any confusion, okay? So for me, like for dry ingredients, it's only flour, okay? And a bit of baking powder, that is enough. Because we said we eliminate sugar. All we can add, okay? Just a pinch of it, because bananas are already having their sweet, they are sweet, right? They are original bananas from Nyeri. So we will peel them, then we cut them into pieces, then we smash them, okay? Okay. I
can assist you to cut them.
Yeah.
Where? Put here.
Yes, then we smash them.
Serve it. Serve it.
Kubonda tu. So up to that point, let us use our electric blender for smashing it well, okay? So she will just add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Just add for me there. Thank you. Okay. But you said it's optional. You can avoid doing it. You can avoid adding your baking powder, okay? So let us add this one. So up to this point, what else do we have to add? Our milk, right? Yes, just add. Enough. Sure.
Okay, you can eat it. Wait a minute. Should I chop the strawberry?
Yes. So up to that point, we are just mixing our dough, okay? As I'm continuing mixing my dough, I want her to chop for me the strawberries, a bit of them. We mix them here, then we bake, and we'll be good, right?
This is in the back, the bananas.
Bananas.
The one that has bananas. So I just add these tomatoes on top.
So this is the sweetest thing in making a plant-based cake. You don't have to add a lot of ingredients and your cake will be okay, right? So what you have to keep checking it is your taste. Okay? You keep checking on your taste. Keep checking for the pizza. Make sure you don't overmix, okay? Don't overmix in your dough. So this is my dough. You can see it. Okay. So you keep looking for the taste, kindly. So sweet. Sorry? Without adding any flavor because it has the banana flavor. Already has the banana flavor without any sugar because the bananas has? Yes.
They have their natural sugar.
Yeah, it is not processed sugar. Okay? You can taste. Will you try? Yes. So I think it is good. But
Are you adding this right now? Are you adding the strawberries right
yes.
now? Okay, you can add them.
So sweet. So you can add your strawberries. Okay? Just add your strawberries inside. Enough. Okay. I wish we could have done it. But it's okay. So up to that point, I think we are good, right? Any question up to that point?
Yeah, on top.
Yeah.
What about the grapes?
So up to that point, who has a question? Any question? Good. So from here,
Yes.
sorry.
If you opt to use gluten-free and you use almond flour together, will the consistency and the texture be the same?
It will be the same, but your cake will not rise. Okay? Yes, remember this is a plant-based cake, okay? So we need a flour that will rise itself. Okay? That's why we used our self-rising, okay? Yes, we didn't use the what? Raha Premier and the others, okay? So we used our self-rising, okay? Yes.
So if I use almond flour, what is my
Baking
baking powder?
powder. Yes. Yeah, baking powder or baking soda. Okay.
And make sure you add some starch on it. For, as I said earlier, I said that these other flours, they have a problem with coming together. So if you use the almond flour, to be specific, if you use almond flour, your cake will be like crumbles. After it's done cooking, you find like it separates, or it just, yeah, it separates itself, or it just scrubs like.
Question kindly.
When we are sieving when we are making the there were some remains that remained in the set and we're going to use
Yes, we said we use to bake. But for instance, you see, she's asking, you see the residues we remained when making the milk. She's asking about them. But I said I always use them for baking, but when I make a peanut cake. So you can't put the peanut residues in a banana cake, okay? So that is the challenge. And also I said one should tell us the other thing we can do with those, because for us we have been using them to give our chicken and all, okay? So maybe one of you can come up with an idea, what can we do with that residue, right? Okay, another question. No, they are just meant for taste. You see, we said we don't have to, okay, what is the purpose of eggs in the animal-based cake? Yes, so for us we never use, we don't need that, okay? Right? For us we just use bananas for taste. And also, the bananas, okay, for those who used, who bake, they know banana itself starts, when you hit a banana, it starts rising itself, even when you boil it. So it will help in rising that cake, okay? Yeah. Yes, question? Yes, asking. Okay, I add strawberry just for just turning the color of the cake, and also I'll be using my strawberry for decoration. So I just meant them for just mixing up the taste, just only that. Yes. Because as well, see, we have come from taking a juice from mangoes, pineapples and all. I guess there is no effect in mixing fruits, right? But there is effect, like, I don't know whether there is effect in mixing strawberry and vanilla. I don't know about it. Yeah. So I just did it just just for matters of taste, okay? Nothing else. Another question. Okay, like, okay, it is good. It's a good question. But you see, like in avocados, what do we get from avocados? Oil, right? What do we get from bananas? Sugar. So when you use avocado, you use? Good. The rising now you have to use, it depends with flour. Okay? It will depend with the flour you will use. If you will use this one, you can avoid using any baking powder or baking soda. Okay? Yes.
Any other question before we break for lunches? Yeah. They used to make, for the plant-based eggs, you cannot make eggs like the one we get from the chicken, like the laid egg that has the yolk and also the white part. For the plant-based, we go direct to the scrambled eggs. So the residues, the way the scrambled eggs is the same way that the residues are. So what you just do is add more flavors, you add sweeteners in it, you mix it together, you cook it until it's like ready for you to eat. It's not raw, like the peels are not raw, not any more raw, like they're not raw. So you cook them, add more spices to the taste, then you end up having scrambled eggs. But you cannot have like the eggs like that are from the chickens. No, they're just a substitute for human eggs. They're just scrambled eggs. Any other question? Yes? Can we try with the time? The time is the problem. I could have tried and made it for you, but the time, our director is showing us like our time is on the wrong side because it's already time for you guys to break for lunch, and also so that you can have time for tasting the cake, and also time for the who are taking part in competition tomorrow to meet with the person they were told to meet with. So yeah, but next time we'll check on that. Okay.
So we welcome our manager for this training as we give us the way forward. We will meet again for testing of cake, pizza, so that it can go right. Okay, we will get up and we test them all together, okay? Then we'll be good, okay?
Thank you for your presence today. We have really appreciated. We have had a wonderful day. How many?
And also group photos, and also anyone who wish to be taken photos.
Hello everyone, my name is Mercy, a Nyeri resident, and I'm happy today to be here, and I've learned a lot about plant-based culinary training. We have learned how to make milk with peanuts. We have learned how to make pizza and a cake, and it's awesome. Being a vegan and knowing how to make more things using things that are locally available. I also want to thank our funders. That's the Lush Fresh Handmade Cosmetics, Women Funders in Animal Rights, and mtkenyahub for funding us and sponsoring us, and we look up to more events like this. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Zipora Mutua, a student at the Kimathi University of Technology, pursuing Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Electronic Engineering. As you can see, I have nowhere to be found in the chef things, but I'm here so grateful for these funders of this event, that is Lush Quality Life Without Borders and the Women Funders in Animal Rights. I'm so grateful for having attended this event. I have learned a lot to know that we as vegetarians can get what we need as proteins and other fats from plant-related things. I have learned how to get milk from peanuts, how to make pizza from plant-based things, and that's so wonderful, and it's so solving, like it's an innovation that can help even the community and the people who cannot take the animal-based things, who are allergic to many things that are animal-based. Yeah, it's a good thing, and I'm so much helped, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
At this juncture, I would like to thank all the supporters, all the people who have been supporting our funders of this event. We have a Quality Life Without Borders. We have Women Funders in Animal Rights. We have Lush Handmade Cosmetics. And also we have King's Dairy, Ignite Her for Africa, and any other person who has taken part in supporting this program. You take our deep thank you all for your support and for great work that you have done to us. Thank you very much.